My daughter's luggage was half open when I saw the papers. My name is Jim Anderson. I'm 66 years old, and I just found my own nursing home admission forms. Signed, dated, deposit paid, hidden between her vacation clothes. My signature at the bottom, except I never signed it. They'd booked me into memory care. July 1st, 4 weeks away, while planning this surprise family trip to Hawaii to celebrate me. Celebrate. That's the word Brittany used. I stood there holding those forms. Sunrise Valley Memory Care, $5,800 non-refundable, and something clicked. The past 8 months made sense. Every "dad, you forgot" comment. Every "you seem confused" look. Every conversation they had about me, like I wasn't standing right there. They weren't worried about my memory. They were building a case to take everything. I didn't confront them. I took photos, put the papers back. Then I called my lawyer. What happened next? Well, that's why you're here. And if this story already has you hooked, hit subscribe. I promise the ending's worth it. Let me tell you how my flip phone and old Honda made my Stanford-educated kids think I was senile, and how I proved them catastrophically wrong. It started small. The eye rolls, the sighs. 3 months ago, March 20th, 24, we met for dinner at Brittany's favorite restaurant in Palo Alto. $45 pasta. Ryan ordered an $18 cocktail and put it on my tab. I noticed, said nothing. Brittany pulled out her phone mid-conversation. Dad, look at this. It's Emma's dance recital. She turned the screen toward me. You should really get Instagram. It's an app where people share photos and... I know what Instagram is, I said. Right, but... She exchanged a look with Ryan. That look. It's just, it would help you stay connected. You're isolated. Ryan leaned back in his chair. Dad, seriously, it's 2024, not 1998. That flip phone is embarrassing. It makes calls, I said. Does it even have internet? I don't need internet on my phone. Brittany touched my hand, patronizing. We just want you to be part of the modern world. Mom would want that too. Bringing up Sandra. That was new. I let them talk. While Ryan gestured with his wine glass, explaining cloud storage like I was 5, I glanced at his laptop. He'd left it open on the chair next to him. Metaflow AI dashboard. 4 paying customers. Total monthly revenue, $860. I said nothing. Ryan was burning through money, mine, at $2,800 a month for a San Francisco apartment, building software nobody wanted. But sure, my flip phone was the problem. April 12th, Ryan showed up at my house unannounced. My house. 3-bedroom ranch in San Jose. Beige exterior, original 1970s kitchen. I bought it in 1985 for $180,000. It's worth $1.4 million now. They don't know that. Dad, I need to talk to you about a bridge loan. Bridge loan? That's what he called it. How much? I asked. At $50,000, just until the Series A closes. When will that be? 6 months, maybe 9. He shifted. Look, once you're gone, this money is ours anyway. Why not help me now, when it matters? Once you're gone, I kept my face neutral. What about the other loans? Those were investments, Dad. They were promissory notes. You signed them. $240,000 from Brittany, $280 from you, 3.5% interest. Ryan waved his hand. That's just paperwork. You said we could pay them back when we succeeded. When you succeeded? Have you? His jaw tightened. The economy's tough right now. You don't understand modern business models. I understand profit and loss. Brittany called while he was there. Ryan put her on speaker. Dad, she said, voice honey-sweet, we're worried about you. You seem forgetful lately. Forgetful how? You missed my birthday. Your birthday is March 15th. Your mother died March 14th, 2022. I was grieving. Silence. See, Ryan said quietly. He's defensive. That's a sign. They thought I couldn't hear them documenting my decline, building a case. I said no to the $50,000. 2 weeks later, they stopped by together, started asking questions about my finances. Did I have a will? Who had power of attorney? Had I thought about long-term care? That's when I knew. The incidents started appearing in their text chains. I only know because Brittany left her phone at my house in May. The screen lit up with a text from Ryan. Add this to the list. Dad couldn't find his car at Safeway today. I could find my car. They'd moved the overflow parking to the north lot. I'd parked there. That's not confusion. That's reading signs. But to them, it was evidence. Dad forgot his address when the delivery guy asked. I hadn't forgotten my address. The delivery driver was at the wrong house. I'd corrected him. Dad asked the same question twice, because he didn't answer the first time. Every normal thing became ammunition. They were building a narrative. Jim Anderson, 66, widower, declining cognitive function, needs intervention. The truth? I was watching them, counting, waiting. Here's what happens if they succeed. Sunrise Valley accepts patients July 1st. I saw the date circled on Brittany's calendar. Red marker, exclamation point. Once I'm admitted, they file for emergency power of attorney. My lawyer, the old one, the one who doesn't know what's coming, signs off. Cognitive decline, doctor's recommendation, family's best interest. Then they liquidate. My portfolio sits in 3 accounts. Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard. $8.3 million. It's grown there for 23 years, 7% annual return, conservative allocation. Sandra and I built that together from the $18 million I made selling data bridge solutions in 2001. Ryan wants to modernize it. He told me once I should invest in cryptocurrency, in his startup, in opportunities. If they get control, I give them 24 months, maybe 30. 8.3 million becomes 0. I've seen their judgment. Metaflow. AI has 4 customers. Novatech Consulting lost 3 major clients this quarter. Revenue down 68%. Derek's venture fund is underwater. They're drowning. They want my money as a life raft. And Emma's trust, $890,000, set up for my granddaughter when she turns 18, has a loophole. If I'm declared incompetent, Brittany becomes trustee with discretionary distribution authority. It'll be gone before Emma's 5th birthday. The brochure had photos. Elderly people in wheelchairs, smiling nurses. Memory care wing, secure environment. They use the word secure like it's comforting, like being locked in is protection. I don't have dementia. My mind is sharp. My memory is perfect. I scored 98th percentile on the cognitive assessment I took last week. They don't know about that test yet. If they put me in Sunrise Valley, I'll be in prison. A healthy man behind locked doors with people who actually need memory care, watching my life get dismantled by my own children. Sandra spent her last 3 months in hospice. I know the difference between care and warehousing. She had nurses who treated her with dignity, who asked her opinion, who saw her as a person, not a problem. My kids see me as a problem with a bank account. My parents came to this country with nothing. Depression-era immigrants. My father worked construction for 40 years, saved every penny, taught me earn it, save it, respect it. Money isn't for flash. It's for security, for family who deserve it. I built my career the same way. Wrote code in the 1980s when most people didn't own computers. Sold DataBridge in 2001 for $18 million, 6 months before the dot-com crash. Timing, strategy, discipline. I didn't raise my kids to be entitled. I raised them to work hard, to be honest, to respect what's earned. If I stay silent now, what am I teaching Emma? That manipulation works, that you can abuse your parents and inherit millions anyway. Sandra and I built something worth more than money. We built values. I won't let them erase that. Saturday morning, June 8th, 10:15 a.m. I was drinking coffee at my kitchen table. Same table Sandra and I bought in 1992 when I heard tires on the driveway, both their cars. Brittany burst through the door first. "Dad, don't make plans." Ryan followed, grinning. "We're kidnapping you." "Kidnapping?" I set down my coffee. "Hawaii." Brittany pulled a printed boarding pass from her purse. Surprise! 5 days in Maui. You've been so sad since Mom died. You need this. She handed me the paper. Flight SFO to OGG, departing June 8th at 6 p.m. You have 6 hours to pack, just a carry-on. We're traveling light. You didn't ask if I was available. Dad, you're retired. You're always available. Ryan was already walking toward my bedroom. I'll help you pack. What do you need? Shorts, shirts, toiletries? I can pack myself. We know we just want to help. I looked at the boarding pass, confirmation code, booked May 2nd, 6 weeks ago. This was very spontaneous, I said. Brittany laughed. We've been planning it forever. We wanted it to be a surprise. Forever. 6 weeks. She didn't catch her own lie. I went to my room, packed slowly. 1 small backpack, khaki shorts, 3 button-down shirts, flip-flops, toiletries. My flip phone and charger. The charger they've never seen because they've never watched me use it. Through the wall, I heard Brittany on the phone. Yes, we got him. We're heading to the airport. No, he seems fine, just quiet. Tuesday night after dinner, that's the plan. I zipped the backpack, smiled. San Francisco International. Brittany parked in short term. Ryan grabbed my backpack before I could. Dad, let me carry that. It's heavy. It weighed maybe 10 pounds. At the check-in counter, Brittany turned to the agent. We're taking our father on a special trip. Too loud. Performing for strangers. First time in Hawaii. He's so excited. The agent smiled politely. That's wonderful. Enjoy your vacation. Security line. Ryan kept touching my elbow, guiding me. I don't need guiding. At the gate, they sat together 3 rows ahead. I sat alone near the window. Gave them privacy. Let them think I wanted to rest. I didn't rest. I listened. Their voices carried. Airport gates have strange acoustics. Ryan, low. Did you pack the paperwork? Brittany. Yes, it's in my carry-on. Everything we need. And the deposit's non-refundable after 30 days, right? June 30th. We have time. What if he won't. Trust me. The flight attendant announced boarding. Zone 1. I had Zone 3. Brittany glanced back. Waved. I waved back. On the plane, they took row 12. I took row 16. 5 rows between us. The flight attendant asked if I needed help stowing my bag. I'm fine, thank you. I pulled out my flip phone, turned it on. They think it's just for calls. It has a camera. 2 megapixels. Not much, but enough. I opened the photo app, made sure the flash was off. Then I waited. Kahului Airport, Maui. 9:30 p.m. Hawaii time. Midnight body clock. They rented a car. Brittany drove. Kahala Tech Resort and Spa. The name didn't register with them. They'd just searched nice Maui resorts and booked. I knew the name. I'd spoken at their conference series twice. Check-in desk. The manager was helping with luggage. Professional woman, maybe 50. Her name tag said Maggie Morrison, general manager. Brittany leaned on the counter. We have a reservation. Anderson, 2 adjoining rooms. Of course, Ms. Anderson, Maggie typed, looked up. Her eyes went to me. Recognition? Maybe. And you must be... My father, Brittany cut in. Jim, it's his first time in Hawaii. Welcome, Mr. Anderson. Maggie's voice was careful. I hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you. Ryan handed me a key card. Dad, your room is right next to ours, if you need anything. I'll be fine. My room, ocean view, king bed, standard resort furniture, clean, comfortable. I set my backpack on the luggage rack, unzipped it. 30 seconds later, Brittany knocked. Dad, can I borrow your adapter? I forgot mine. Come in. She walked to my backpack. Do you have one of those universal... She froze. Dad, did you go through my bag? Your bag is in your room. But... She looked at her carry-on, still in her hand. Never mind. I'll check the front desk. After she left, I opened my door slowly, peered out. Brittany's room. Door ajar. Her carry-on on the bed. She was in the bathroom. I could hear water running. I crossed the hallway. 20 feet. Unzipped the side pocket. Found the folder. photographed every page, put it back exactly as it was, returned to my room, sent the photos to Catherine's email from my phone's hidden data plan. Then I went to sleep. Sunday morning, June 9th, 7 a.m. I woke early, always do, stepped onto my balcony. Fourth floor, ocean view, sunrise just starting. Pulled out my flip phone, dialed. It rang twice. "Jim," Catherine said, "did you get there safely?" "I did. Did you get the photos?" "Yes. I've already drafted the loan recall notices. Just need your verbal authorization." "Authorized?" "And Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Confirmed. Kohala Terrace Restaurant. Reservation under my name." "I'll be there at 8:30. Daniel confirmed he can make it too." "Good. Bring everything." "All of it. Jim," she paused. "Are you sure? Once we do this, I'm sure." A knock on my door. I turned. Brittany's voice. "Dad, you up?" "I have to go," I said quietly. Tuesday at 8:30. I ended the call, pocketed the phone, opened the door. Brittany stood there in workout clothes, big smile. "Morning. Want to get breakfast? Ryan's still sleeping, but I thought we could—" "Who were you talking to?" Ryan appeared behind her. "Old friend," I said. "Might stop by for dinner this week." "Here in Maui?" "He travels a lot." Ryan looked at Brittany. "Did you know Dad had friends who travel?" That look again. "Well," Brittany said brightly, "the more the merrier. Come on, let's eat." Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m., beach walk. They wanted to go. "Family time," I agreed. I brought my messenger bag. Brown canvas, LL Bean, 20 years old. Frayed strap. They hate it. "Dad, you don't need that at the beach," Ryan said. "I like having it." Brittany sighed. "You're going to get sand in it." "That's fine." We walked along the shore. They took selfies. I watched the waves. Then my bag slipped off my shoulder. Deliberately, I let it fall. Papers scattered. Not many. Just enough. I knelt to gather them. Brittany rushed over. "Dad, I got it." She grabbed 3 sheets, glanced at the top one. Tech Venture Group letterhead. Board Advisory Agreement. Q2 2024. My name at the top. She handed them back quickly. "Just old paperwork?" "From my working days," I said. "I keep things. Sentimental." "Right." She smiled, uncertain. Ryan was looking at his phone, hadn't seen. I put the papers back in my bag, carefully, making sure that letterhead stayed visible just a moment longer. Brittany's eyes lingered on it. Then she turned away. But I saw her pull out her phone, type something, send it to Ryan. His phone buzzed. He looked, frowned. "Everything okay?" I asked. "Fine," he said. It wasn't. Monday afternoon, June 10th, 4 p.m., pool deck. I sat in the shade, reading a paperback. They were in the pool, talking. A woman walked past, mid-50s, professional, even in resort casual, linen pants, silk blouse. She carried a book, Advanced Estate Planning Strategies. She glanced at me. I glanced back. Catherine Brooks, right on schedule. She nodded, barely perceptible. Kept walking. Didn't approach. Didn't wave, just acknowledged. I returned to my book. 15 minutes later, I stood. "Going for a walk?" "Want company?" Brittany asked. "I'm fine, just stretching my legs." "Don't get lost," Ryan called. I walked toward the resort coffee shop. Indoor seating, air-conditioned, away from pool noise. Catherine sat at a corner table, laptop open, legal pad beside her. I sat across from her. "Everything ready?" "Signed, dated, filed." I brought copies. She slid a folder across. "Tomorrow night." "You're certain?" "I am." "They're going to be devastated." "They should be." 5-minute meeting, no more. I walked back to the pool. "Nice walk, Dad?" Brittany asked. "Very nice," I said. "Ran into an old colleague." "Small world," she smiled. "It is, especially when you make it smaller." Monday, June 10th, 12:30 p.m., Kohala Terrace Restaurant. Lunch service, casual. Open-air seating, 12 tables occupied. Couples, families, business travelers. We sat at table 5. I faced the ocean. They faced each other. Symbolic. Ryan ordered for all of us. We'll do 3 of the ahi poke bowls and a bottle of the Pinot Grigio. $18 wine. He put it on my room number without asking. I said nothing. The wine came. They poured. Talked about the snorkeling excursion they'd booked for Wednesday. Never asked if I wanted to snorkel. Then Brittany leaned forward, lowered her voice. Thought I couldn't hear. So, Tuesday night, she said. After dinner. We ease into it. Ryan nodded. You sure the timing's right? Perfect. He's been confused all trip. Did you see him with his room key this morning? I hadn't been confused. The resort had changed everyone's key cards due to a system update. Mine worked fine. Dad? Ryan said suddenly, louder. You okay? You're quiet. I'm fine. Just enjoying the view. They exchanged a glance. See? Brittany murmured. Withdrawn. Classic early stage. They returned to whispering. Sunrise Valley has an opening July 1st, 4 weeks from now. That's fast, Ryan said. We tell him it's temporary, just while we fix up the house, make it safer. By the time he figures it out, if he figures it out, he'll be settled in. Ryan laughed softly. What if he actually likes it? He won't. But it doesn't matter. I cut my fish, chewed, swallowed, taught them honesty, taught them integrity. I failed. At table 7, 15 feet away, an elderly couple sat eating. The woman had stopped mid-bite, staring at our table. She'd heard. Her husband leaned in. She whispered. Both looked at me. I met her eyes. She gave a small, sad shake of her head. Table 9, young family. Father mid-30s, wife, 2 kids. The father was frowning at Ryan, then at me. Brittany didn't notice. She was scrolling her phone under the table. Hey, Ryan said. Did you email the POA forms? This morning. They'll have them ready Tuesday. And the deposit? $5,800 non-refundable after June 30th. The resort manager, Maggie Morrison, walked past carrying menus. She slowed near our table, adjusted the flower vase on the neighboring table, listening. She heard. Her jaw tightened. She approached. Mr. Anderson, is everything all right? Everything's fine, Maggie. Thank you. If you need anything at all, please let me know. I appreciate that. She walked away, looked back once. Monday afternoon, 3 p.m. We returned to the pool deck. Brittany ordered a Mai Tai. Ryan got a beer. I had water. Brittany's phone lay on the table between us. She excused herself. Bathroom. Watch my stuff? Of course, Ryan said. I sat there, reading my book, not reading my book. The phone lit up. Text message. From Derek. Did you get him to sign POA yet? My fund needs that bridge by July 15th. Can't wait much longer. The screen stayed lit. I looked at it. The angle was perfect. I read it twice, memorized it. The phone locked. Brittany returned 3 minutes later, picked up her phone, unlocked it, read the text. Her face didn't change. She typed a reply. I watched her thumbs move across the screen. Not yet. Doing it tomorrow night. Once he's in Sunrise, we'll have full access. Your fund gets $200K by end of July. Promise. She sent it, locked the phone, set it down, smiled at me. Having fun, Dad? Yes? Good. We want this to be special for you. Special. Derek's venture fund was failing. I'd looked up the filings. Public record. Down 38% since inception. Investors pulling out. He needed capital. My capital. Brittany wasn't trying to help me. She was trying to help her husband's sinking fund. Ryan wasn't trying to protect me from decline. He was trying to fund his 4th failed startup. They needed my incompetence. It justified the theft. Dad, you okay? Ryan asked. You look upset. I'm fine. You sure? You seem... I'm fine. I wasn't fine, but I was ready. Monday evening, 6 p.m., resort lobby. We were walking back from dinner, off-property, mediocre Italian place Ryan had chosen. A woman called out, Brittany? Brittany Anderson? Brittany spun. Oh my God, Jennifer! They hugged. Jennifer, mid-30s, Google employee badge clipped to her purse, beamed. What are you doing here? Family trip? Brittany gestured to me. This is my dad. Yeah. Dad, this is Jennifer Wong, Stanford classmate. Nice to meet you, Mr. Anderson. You too. Ryan stepped forward. Yeah, Dad's been struggling since Mom passed away. We're trying to create some good memories. I stood right there, 3 feet away. Jennifer's face softened. Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. Brittany lowered her voice. Stage whisper. He's declining a bit. Memory issues. We're looking at care options. Jennifer glanced at me, uncomfortable. That's really hard. I'm standing right here, I said. Clear, loud. And my memory is fine. Silence. Jennifer looked between us, awkward. Well, it was nice seeing you, Brittany. Mr. Anderson, enjoy Hawaii. She left quickly. Brittany turned to me. Dad, we're just worried about you. I know exactly what you're worried about. What's that supposed to mean? It means I'm not deaf, or stupid, or confused. Ryan stepped between us. Dad, nobody said you were... You said it at lunch. Early stage decline, classic symptoms. You discussed my institutionalization while I sat 3 feet away. Brittany's face went pale. You heard that? Every word. Dad, tomorrow night, dinner, 8 p.m., Kohala Terrace, be on time. I walked away. Behind me, Ryan hissed. He knows. Brittany, he can't know. He's confused. He misheard. I didn't mishear anything, and tomorrow they'd learn that. Tuesday, June 11th, 8 p.m., Kohala Terrace Restaurant. Same place we'd had lunch. But dinner was different. White tablecloths, candles, tiki torches along the perimeter, sunset turning the ocean gold, upscale crowd, 12 tables occupied, couples in resort formal, a few business groups. Table 4, 3 startup founders, late 20s, early 30s, loud, confident, tech money. Table 7, the elderly couple from lunch. They recognized me. The woman nodded. Table 9, young family again. Father watched us sit down. Our table, ocean view. 4 chairs. They'd only reserved 3. Dad, why'd you book 4 spots? Brittany asked. I invited someone. Who? You'll see. Ryan ordered wine, Camus Cabernet, 2019, $180. Put it on my room. The waiter poured. Ryan raised his glass. To family. I didn't raise mine. Dad? I'm waiting. For what? For honesty, but I'm not optimistic. Brittany set down her glass. What's going on? That's what I'd like to know. You brought me to Hawaii. Surprise trip. Very generous. Except it wasn't spontaneous. You booked it May 2nd, 6 weeks ago. And it's not a vacation. It's an ending. An ending? Ryan's voice rose. Dad, you're being paranoid. Am I? Should we discuss Sunrise Valley Memory Care? The $5,800 deposit? The July 1st opening? Brittany's face went white. How did you... Your luggage. Sunday morning. You were in the shower. I found the brochure, the admission forms, my forged signature. Silence. The table next to us, startup founders, went quiet, listening. Dad, Brittany whispered, we can explain. Please do. We're worried about you. You've been confused. Forgetful. You thought you'd institutionalize me and liquidate my assets to fund Derek's failing venture fund. Her mouth opened, closed. How do you know about Derek's fund? I read SEC filings, public record. Down 38%. Investors pulling out. He needs capital by July 15th. I saw the text he sent you. Ryan stood. You went through her phone? She left it unlocked. I observed a notification. That's not illegal. This is insane. Sit down, Ryan. He sat. 8:25 p.m. A woman approached the table. Mid-50s, linen pantsuit, confident walk. Jim Anderson, she smiled. What a wonderful surprise. I stood, shook her hand. Catherine. Kids, this is Catherine Brooks. Old friend. Brittany forced a smile. Oh, how nice. Catherine pulled out the 4th chair, sat. I hope I'm not intruding, she said. Jim mentioned he'd be here. I'm in town for a legal conference. Conference? Ryan asked. Estate planning symposium. Starts tomorrow. Catherine opened her bag. I'm actually presenting. Jim, I brought those documents you wanted to review. Brittany's smile froze. Documents? Just some portfolio updates, I said. Catherine set her business card on the table. Catherine Brooks, senior partner, Brooks and Martinez, LLP, licensed California bar 1996. I've handled 300 plus estate disputes over the years. Ryan picked up the card. Read it. Set it down. You're a lawyer. Estate and probate law, specifically. I've testified in 40 competency hearings. She looked at me. Jim, how long have we known each other? 23 years. You handled my startup sale in 2001. Data Bridge Solutions, 18 million. Great timing, just before the crash. Brittany went rigid. 18 million? You didn't know? Catherine looked genuinely surprised. Jim, you never told your children about Data Bridge? They never asked. The startup founders at table 4 had stopped eating. Phones out. Discreetly recording? Maybe. Catherine continued. We spoke last week about your portfolio review. How's the performance this quarter? 7.2%. Above target. Excellent. And the advisory income? Steady. 4 companies, about $420,000 annually. Ryan choked on his wine. 420,000? Plus stock options, I said. Brittany stared. Dad, you're working? Advising, cloud infrastructure strategy, board meetings. I do it from home, mostly. Video calls. But you said you were retired. I retired from full-time work, not from thinking. 8:35 p.m. Jim! A voice from across the restaurant. A man in business casual, khakis, button-down, no tie, walked toward us. Early 40s, confident. Daniel Foster. He extended his hand. I shook it. Maggie told me you were here. Mind if I say hello? Please, join us. He pulled up a chair from an empty table. Brittany looked confused. You two know each other? Know each other? Daniel laughed. Jim's been my mentor for almost 10 years. I'm CFO of Tech Venture Group. Tech Venture, Ryan trailed off. Cloud infrastructure company, about $340 million in annual revenue. We're based in San Jose, but we operate globally. He turned to me. Jim, I loved your notes on the Q2 security deck. The Zero Trust architecture recommendations were exactly what we needed. Q2 deck? Brittany's voice was faint. Jim's on our advisory board, senior advisor, has been since 2019. We meet quarterly. Daniel pulled out his phone. Actually, I have the latest deck here. Jim, do you mind if I show them slide 14? Go ahead. Daniel turned the phone toward Brittany and Ryan. Board slide. Tech Venture Group logo. Q2 2024 Strategic Initiatives. At the bottom, special thanks to Senior Advisor Jim Anderson. Jim's one of our highest compensated advisors, Daniel said. $85,000 annually plus stock options. About $100,000 in options this year. Right, Jim? Close to it. Ryan's hands were shaking. Dad, you're making... How much total? 4 companies. Multiply Daniel's number by 4. That's 340,000. Plus options. About 420 total. The startup founders at table 4 were staring. One leaned to another. Is that Jim Anderson from Data Bridge? The other looked over retry P, continue edit. Holy shit, it is. Catherine opened her briefcase. Black leather, to me, well-worn. She pulled out a 3-inch folder, set it on the table. Jim asked me to bring some paperwork tonight, she said. I hope you don't mind if we discuss family business. Brittany found her voice. What kind of paperwork? Catherine opened the folder, removed 2 documents, set them side by side. Promissory notes, Brittany Anderson Clark. You borrowed $240,000 between 2018 and 2023. She slid the first document across. Ryan Anderson, you borrowed $280,000. The documents were highlighted. Yellow marker. Signatures visible. Dates. Interest rates. 3.5%. Those were investments, Brittany said weakly. No. Catherine's voice was firm but not unkind. They're loans. Your signatures are here. Witnessed. Notarized. The terms state payment due upon success of business venture or upon lender's request, whichever comes first. Dad said we didn't have to pay them back right away, Ryan protested. I spoke. I said you could pay them back when your businesses succeeded. Have they? Silence. Metaflow has 4 paying customers, I continued. $860 monthly revenue. Novatech lost 3 major clients in Q1, revenue down 68%. Neither business has succeeded. How do you know our numbers? Brittany demanded. I'm observant. Ryan left his laptop open at dinner in March. Brittany, your quarterly review was on your desk when I visited in April. I look. I notice. That's not confusion. That's attention to detail. Daniel leaned back. For the record, Jim chaired our advisory meeting 3 weeks ago. Sharpest person in the room. Presented a 20-slide deck from memory. Catherine pulled out another document. This is Jim's current portfolio statement, compiled last week. Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard accounts combined. She placed it face up. Total value, $8,347,093.01. Brittany made a sound, not quite a word. Ryan stared. The number sat there. Undeniable. That's impossible, Brittany whispered. Why? Daniel asked. Jim sold DataBridge for $18 million in 2001. Conservative 7% annual return over 23 years? The math works perfectly. Catherine added, Jim and his late wife Sandra were exceptionally disciplined savers. They lived modestly, invested wisely. This isn't luck, this is planning. The startup founders at Table 4 were no longer pretending not to listen. One had his phone out, definitely recording. The elderly couple at Table 7 smiled, approving. The young father at Table 9 shook his head at Ryan, disgusted. I reached into my messenger bag, pulled out my flip phone. This phone, I said. You mock it. 1998 technology, you said. Embarrassing. I turned it on, opened the photo gallery. It has a 2-megapixel camera. Not much, but enough. I showed them the screen. Photo 1. Sunrise Valley Memory Care brochure, glossy, clear. Photo 2. Admission paperwork. My name typed at the top. Signature line signed. Not my signature. Photo 3. Deposit receipt. $5,800. June 1st, 2024. Brittany's signature. I found these in your luggage Sunday morning, Brittany. You were in the shower. I photographed everything. Put it back exactly where I found it. Brittany's voice cracked. Dad, we can explain forgery? That's my signature on the admission form, except I never signed it. Catherine leaned forward. Forging someone's signature on legal documents is elder fraud. Class E felony in California. 3 to 5 years, potentially. We were trying to help you. Ryan's voice rose. Several tables turned. By institutionalizing me against my will? You've been confused, forgetful. Name one thing I forgot. You missed Brittany's birthday. Brittany's birthday is March 15th. Sandra died March 14th, 2022. I was grieving. That's not confusion. That's grief. You couldn't find your car at Safeway. They moved the overflow parking to the north lot. I parked there. I read the signs. You assumed I was lost. You asked the same question twice. Because you didn't answer the first time. You were on your phone. Each rebuttal landed like a hammer. Catherine pulled out another document. Jim asked me to print these. Text messages. From Derek Clark to Brittany. She read aloud. Did you get him to sign POA yet? My fund needs that bridge by July 15th. Can't wait much longer. Brittany's face went crimson. Catherine continued. Brittany's reply. Not yet. Doing it tomorrow night. Once he's in Sunrise, we'll have full access. Your fund gets $200,000 by end of July. Promise. The restaurant had gone quiet. Everyone listening now. This isn't about my care, I said. This is about Derek's failing venture fund. You need my money to cover his losses. Daniel spoke up. I looked up the fund. Axiom Ventures, right? Down 38% since inception. That's public record. Brittany slumped in her chair. I pulled out another printout. Email correspondence. From Ryan's account to Sunrise Valley Memory Care, dated May 18th. I read, Our father has early-stage Alzheimer's and may become combative if he knows our plans. We request discretion during the intake process. I don't have Alzheimer's, I said flatly. I had a full cognitive evaluation last week. Mini mental state examination. Perfect score. 98th percentile for my age. Catherine has the results. Catherine placed the evaluation on the table. Official letterhead, Dr. Sarah Chen, neurologist. Date, June 10th. Scored up to 3030. Any competency challenge will fail, Catherine said. And given this evidence, the forgery, the texts, the gaslighting, a court might view this as attempted elder abuse. Catherine pulled out 2 more documents. Official. Legal-size paper. Per the terms of your promissory notes, Jim is exercising his right to call these loans immediately. Brittany, you owe $240,000. Ryan, $280,000. Payment due within 90 days. We don't have that money, Brittany's voice broke. I know, I said. Novatech's bank balance is about $12,000. Metaflow has $860 in monthly revenue. You can't pay. Then why? Because you need to understand consequences. Catherine continued. Jim is also modifying the trust established for his granddaughter Emma. The trust remains at $890,000, but control transfers from Brittany to an independent trustee. Emma receives full distribution at age 18. Brittany no longer has discretionary authority. You're taking Emma's trust from me? I'm protecting it, I said. The trust has a loophole. If I'm declared incompetent, you get discretionary distribution. Emma would never see that money. We wouldn't steal from our own daughter. You forged my signature. You documented fake symptoms. You planned to institutionalize me for money. Why would I trust you with Emma's future? Ryan stood. This is insane. Sit down, Catherine said, not loud, but commanding. He sat. She pulled out another document. Jim's life insurance policy. Currently $890,000. Beneficiaries. Brittany and Ryan split equally. Brittany's eyes widened. Currently? Jim signed a beneficiary change form this morning. The new beneficiaries are the Electronic Frontier Foundation, the Alzheimer's Association, and a scholarship fund in Sandra Anderson's name. You're cutting us out? Ryan's voice was hollow. Completely, I said. What about your estate? Catherine answered. Jim is executing a new will tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. at my office via video conference. You'll each receive $50,000. The remainder, approximately $8 million, will be distributed to charities and Emma's expanded trust. 50,000? Brittany whispered. Out of 8 million? Be grateful it's not 0, I said. You're disinheriting us over a misunderstanding? This isn't a misunderstanding. You forged my signature. You documented fake symptoms to justify guardianship. You planned to seize my assets. That's not a misunderstanding. That's elder abuse. Daniel spoke quietly. For what it's worth, you should know. Novatech pitched Tech Venture last month, a consulting contract. We were considering it. Brittany looked up, hope flickering. We're not anymore, Daniel said. I can't work with someone who treats Jim Anderson this way, who treats any parent this way. The hope died. One of the startup founders from Table 4 stood, walked over. Mid-20s, confident walk. He stopped at our table. Mr. Anderson, he said. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm Jake Morrison. I used DataBridge code in my first startup back in 2015. You're a legend in the valley. Thank you, I said. Jake looked at Brittany and Ryan. His expression hardened. I heard most of this. What you did, trying to put your dad in a nursing home while he's healthy, forging documents, that's disgusting. This is private, Brittany said weakly. You're in a public restaurant. You raised your voices. We all heard. He glanced back at his table. His friends nodded. I know at least 6 people dining here tonight. By tomorrow, this will be all over the tech community. Reputation is everything in Silicon Valley. You just destroyed yours. He walked back to his table. The elderly woman from Table 7 approached, touched my shoulder gently. You did the right thing, dear. My sister went through something similar. Stand your ground. The young father from Table 9 passed by on his way out. Stopped. Your kids should be ashamed, he said quietly. My parents are 70. I can't imagine treating them like this. Maggie Morrison, the hotel manager, approached. Mr. Anderson, I want you to know your entire stay is complimentary. Everything. And your children's portion of tonight's bill. She placed a leather check holder in front of Brittany. That's not complimentary. The bill, $438. Wine, appetizers, entrees. Brittany stared at it. Maggie continued. I've worked in hospitality for 20 years. I've seen elder abuse before. What you planned is unconscionable. She looked at me. Sir, if you need anything at all, please ask. Thank you, Maggie. She walked away. The restaurant had returned to normal volume. Conversations resumed, but eyes kept flicking toward our table. Witnesses. Dozens of them. This wasn't private anymore. It never would be again. Brittany pulled out her credit card, hands shaking, paid the bill. She stood. Dad, please. We made a mistake. We can fix this. No, I said. You can't. We're your children. You stopped being my children when you decided I was an inconvenience. Ryan stood too. You'll regret this. We're all you have left. I have my dignity, I said. That's more than you have. They left. Brittany was crying. Ryan's face was stone. They walked past the startup founders table. One of them looked up, met Ryan's eyes, shook his head slowly, disgusted. They passed the elderly couple. The woman didn't look up. Dismissal. They left the restaurant. I sat there. Catherine on my left, Daniel on my right. Jim, Catherine said gently, are you all right? No. I looked at my water glass. But I will be. You did the right thing. I know, it still hurts. Daniel signaled the waiter. Coffee for 3, please. And the check. The check's been comped, the waiter said. Manager's orders, but I'll bring the coffee. We sat in silence for a moment. Then Daniel said, For what it's worth, Jim, you're the strongest person I know. I don't think I could have done what you just did. You would if you had to. Maybe. Maggie brought the coffee herself, set it down. Mr. Anderson, I just want to say, I lost my father to a scheme like this. His stepchildren convinced a judge he was incompetent. He died in a facility, thinking we'd abandoned him. Her voice cracked. You fought back. I'm glad. I'm sorry about your father. Me too. She left. I drank my coffee. It was good. Strong. Hot. Outside the window, the ocean was dark. The tiki torches flickered. Sandra would have been proud and heartbroken. Both. Thursday, June 13th. 2 days later. Catherine filed the formal loan recall notices. Certified mail. Return receipt requested. Both kids signed for them. I saw the confirmation. Friday, June 14th. Catherine filed my new will with the probate court. Public record now. Anyone could look it up. Saturday, June 15th. Insurance beneficiary changes processed. Electronic Frontier Foundation, Alzheimer's Association, Sandra Anderson Memorial Scholarship Fund, official. Catherine sent a cease and desist letter. Legal letterhead. Clear language. No contact unless through attorney. Violation will result in restraining order. My phone buzzed that afternoon. Text from Brittany. Dad, please, we need to talk. I didn't respond. Forwarded it to Catherine. Another text. We're your family. You can't just cut us off. Forward to Catherine. Ryan called. I didn't answer. He left a voicemail. This is insane. You're destroying your family over a misunderstanding. Mom would be ashamed of you. I listened once. Deleted it. Sent Catherine a note about it. She replied, If they contact you again, I'll file for a temporary restraining order. Do not engage. I didn't. Monday, June 17th. I flew home, San Jose. My 3-bedroom ranch. Beige exterior. 1970s kitchen. Home. I changed the locks. They'd had keys. Updated my emergency contacts. Removed Brittany and Ryan. Added Catherine and my neighbor Bill. Called my banks. Updated security protocols. Added verbal password. No telephone transfers without it. Called my doctor. Updated medical power of attorney. Catherine Brooks, not my children. Then I sat at my kitchen table, the same table Sandra and I bought in 1992, and I cried. July brought consequences. Brittany lost 2 more clients. Novatech Consulting. One client told her directly, We heard about a family situation. Doesn't reflect well on judgment. Another just stopped returning calls. By mid-July, Novatech's monthly revenue was down to 8,000 from 24,000 in March. She couldn't make payroll. Let go of her assistant. Derek's VC fund, Axiom Ventures, lost another investor. $500,000 commitment pulled. The investor was friends with Daniel Foster. Small world. Derek filed for separation August 2nd. Legal separation, not divorce. Yet, but coming. Money trouble, reputation trouble, marriage trouble. Ryan pitched Metaflow to 3 investors in July and August. All 3 said no. One investor, who'd been considering it seriously, told Ryan directly, "I heard from a colleague about your father. Someone with character concerns isn't someone I'll back." Ryan's lease wasn't renewed. His landlord had heard. Tech community in San Francisco is small. He moved to Sacramento, cheaper, away from the valley. His LinkedIn showed seeking opportunities. Desperate. Meanwhile, my advisory work continued. Tech Venture Group sent a gift basket in July. To our favorite advisor, "Thank you for your continued excellence." A 5th company reached out. Cloud security startup. 95,000 per year. I said yes. Stanford's business ethics professor contacted Catherine. Wanted to use my case in her elder law class. Anonymized. I agreed. 8 former colleagues reached out. Supportive. "We heard what happened. You did the right thing." The tech community had decided. I was the wronged party. They were the villains. August. Extended family learned. My younger brother in Portland called. "Jim, I heard. I always thought those kids were entitled. You did right." Sandra's sister in San Diego. "Sandra would be heartbroken at what they did, but proud you stood up for yourself." 3 cousins reached out. Supportive. Derek's family stopped inviting Brittany to events. In-laws distancing. Emma, my granddaughter, 4 years old, I had no contact. Brittany claimed I was sick. Told Emma I couldn't see her. That was the worst part. Not the money, not the reputation. Losing Emma. But I couldn't force it. California has no grandparents' rights in cases like this. So I wrote letters. Sealed, dated, stored in a safe deposit box. For when Emma's 18, for when she asks questions, she'll know the truth. Even if it takes 14 years. September 12th, 2024. Thursday morning. I sat at my home office desk. Same desk I've had since 2001. Video call on my laptop. Yes, I have a laptop. I've always had one. With Tech Venture Group's board. "Jim," Daniel said on screen, "this cloud security framework is exactly what we needed. The zero trust model you outlined. We're implementing it next quarter." "Glad it helps," I said. "You're underselling yourself. This is brilliant work." The call ended. 10 a.m. My routine now, coffee at 7. Newspaper, still print edition. I like the feel of paper. Journal writing at 8. Advisory work, 9 to noon. 3 to 4 days per week. Afternoons varied. Sometimes coding. I still write software for fun. Sometimes reading, sometimes volunteering. Tuesdays I taught coding basics at the senior center. Teaching seniors who then teach youth. Full circle. Wednesdays, lunch with Catherine. Business and friendship. Monthly, I gathered with former colleagues, tech veterans. We talked shop, shared war stories. I visited Sandra's grave every Saturday, brought flowers, talked to her, told her what happened. She didn't answer, but I knew. She'd be heartbroken at what they did. Proud, I stood up. Therapy helped. Started in July. Processing grief. Processing betrayal. Learning their different kinds of loss. New relationships formed. My neighbor, Helen, 68, widow. We walked together most evenings. Just friends, comfortable. 3 young engineers at Tech Venture asked me to mentor them. I said yes, met with them monthly, helped with career decisions, strategic thinking. The scholarship fund, Sandra Anderson Memorial, gave its first award in August. $20,000 to a computer science student from a low-income family. I met her, bright, driven, everything Sandra valued. Contact with my kids, 0. They'd tried 47 times. Texts, emails, letters, calls. My boundary was clear. Acknowledge what you did. Truly acknowledge it. Not justify or excuse. And we can talk. Until then, no. Brittany's attempts were excuses. We were worried. Justifications. You seem confused. Deflections. You're overreacting. Ryan alternated between anger. You're cruel. And bargaining. We'll pay the loans back. Just give us time. And neither said, we were wrong. We tried to exploit you. We're sorry for what we did. So no contact. What I learned about boundaries. I confused love with enabling for years. Gave money when I should have given consequences. I thought supporting them meant never saying no. I was wrong. Boundaries aren't punishment. They're clarity. They're saying, this is where I end and you begin. You don't get to cross this line. No is a complete sentence, even to your children. About worth. My value isn't in my bank account. It's in my character. How I treat people. How I keep my word. How I face difficulty. Frugality is wisdom, not weakness. My flip phone works fine. My Honda runs great. My house is comfortable. I don't need to perform wealth to have value. Quiet competence beats loud performance. Always has, always will. About aging. Old doesn't mean obsolete. My flip phone works, so does my brain. Both are behind the times. Both still function perfectly. Gray hair means experience, not irrelevance. I've forgotten more about software than most people will ever learn. That's not bragging. That's fact. Being underestimated is a strategy, not a weakness. Let them think I'm out of touch. They reveal their true nature. I observe, I plan, I act about grief. Sandra's death broke me, shattered me. I'm still putting pieces back together. But their betrayal woke me up, forced me to see clearly. Sometimes the worst thing that happens leads to the necessary thing. Grief is not incompetence. It's love with nowhere to go. I loved Sandra. Still do. That love doesn't make me weak or confused. It makes me human. About family. DNA doesn't obligate tolerance of abuse. Family is behavior, not biology. The family I choose, Catherine, Daniel, Helen, my neighbors, my colleagues, is stronger than the family I was born with. If you're watching this and you relate, whether you're the parent being dismissed or the child who's realized you've been entitled, listen. To parents, your generosity should have limits. Unlimited support creates unlimited entitlement. If your children treat you like an ATM, close the account. Being old doesn't mean being powerless. Know your rights. Document everything. Get a cognitive assessment if you suspect gaslighting. They're $200 and prove competence. Elder law attorneys exist for situations like this. Use them. Catherine saved me. Find your Catherine. To adult children, your parents don't owe you their life's work. Inheritance is a gift, not a right. You're not entitled to $1 just because you exist. Patience with aging parents isn't optional. It's the minimum. They changed your diapers, sat up when you were sick, paid for your education. You can tolerate their flip phone and old car. If you're planning your parents' future without their input, you're not helping. You're controlling. Stop. Your parents' frugality isn't senility. It might be wisdom you haven't learned yet. To everyone, technology doesn't equal intelligence. My flip phone doesn't make me stupid. Your smartphone doesn't make you smart. Judge people by character, not appearance. The quiet person in old clothes might be wealthier than the loud person in designer brands. More importantly, they might be wiser. Respect is earned through behavior, not demanded through relation. Being someone's child doesn't entitle you to disrespect them. Sometimes love means consequences. I love my children. I always will. But I love myself too. And I won't be abused, financially, emotionally, or otherwise, just to maintain a relationship. Did I lose my children? Yes. Do I regret it? No. I lost who I hoped they were, but they never actually existed. The real Brittany and Ryan, the ones who forged my signature and planned my imprisonment, Those people I don't want in my life. The people I have now, Catherine, Daniel, my community, earned their place. That's worth more than blood relation. December 24th, 2024, Christmas Eve. I sat at my desk. Christmas lights visible through my window. Helen's house across the street. She'd invited me to dinner. I'd said yes. My house, no decorations. First Christmas without Sandra. First without my kids, but not alone. Catherine visited earlier with her family. Brought cookies. Stayed for coffee. Daniel dropped by with his wife and kids. Brought a gift. Framed photo from the tech venture board meeting. Me presenting, smiling, alive. The doorbell rang. Helen. Ready for dinner? Almost. Let me grab my coat. I stood, glanced at my wall. The nursing home forms. I'd kept them. Framed them. Hung them in my office. A reminder. Caption I'd written on the frame. They wanted to bury me before I died. I chose to live instead. I put on my coat. Walked to Helen's house. Her adult children were there. Respectful. Kind. They asked about my work. Listened to answers. We ate, laughed, talked. Around 9 p.m. I walked home. Cold night, clear sky, stars bright. People ask if I'm lonely. I'm not. I'm peaceful. Loneliness is being surrounded by people who don't see you. I was lonely when my kids were around. Invisible. Dismissed. A problem to solve. Now, I'm seen, respected, free. I'm 66 years old. I have good years left. I'm spending them with people who've earned them. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Where are you watching from? Have you had to set boundaries with family? You're not alone. And if you're the child in this story, the one planning, scheming, justifying, it's not too late to change. But change requires acknowledging truth, not justifying actions. Subscribe if you want more stories about reclaiming dignity. I'm Jim Anderson. I'm a father, a widower, a tech advisor, and a man who chose himself. And I'd do it again.